That was bad.
I don't know. I've just clicked the go live button, but it says 39 minutes, so maybe it has started?
Oh, hold on.
Right, let me check. Let me open up.
Oh
let me open it up now.
no! Why did we use YouTube?
No, we're live.
Yeah, now we're live. I clicked the button. Can you see if you can
Good
go back
DM.
any further?
Just to recap, you wouldn't have known this as normal listeners.
Oh,
Oh,
mate.
for fuck's
Our
sake.
GM has been on a bender for 3 days. If you haven't noticed already, he's now paranoid about the camera. So we'll let him pick up where we are at this point.
Okay, so, sorry about that, everyone watching. We've just had a fairly nice escape from Milan. In the last 30 minutes, we introduced ourselves. I guess go watch the last stream.
Yeah.
This is our first time trying on YouTube, so I didn't know you had to click the start streaming button in OBS and then click another button on YouTube. Poor design, guys. On Twitch, we just clicked the start stream button and it worked.
I did. I have just looked at the stream and it did say started streaming less than a minute ago. So I'm stressed.
Hi guys, welcome to the Flickering Torch. This is Knights Black Agents Blood Feud Week 2. Our heroes have just escaped Milan. Turns out the go live button exists. You can even see the camera playing on this. Oh my god!
This is why I lurk on the internet. I don't try and be a social influencer.
Right. So our heroes have just escaped Milan. As a quick recap, using a pretty excellent disguise.
I was just brilliant. That 30 minutes was
You were
brilliant.
just brilliant.
The
there,
backflip you did was insane. Like, you did a backflip on camera.
I just fell over. That's all that
Oh
was.
god.
Throwing so much into that realism, like immersion.
Moving on. Well, we are
Anyway,
now
so
really-
just
We don't
as a
really
brief
do actually
recap,
not.
they have to go to Hungary because that's where the coroner's reports were from last week's episode. Fucking hell. Okay,
Mate,
so
mate, this is fine. We're over now. This is not going to happen again.
this will never happen again.
We are going to keep streaming, but this will not happen again.
yeah, that won't happen again. You,
Hey, Ben, we've
Oh.
been streaming for
You've been in the
140
dark for 30
now.
minutes. I was brilliant. Let's move on from there.
Yeah, like some of the best RPG you've ever not seen in your life.
There were some really good moments in that. We had some excellent jokes. It's like the lost episode now. Someone's gonna tune in week 34 and watch this back and be like, "Oh no."
Yeah. Should we do? Are we introducing ourselves? I guess because I don't know.
Hi, I'm the Flickering Torch. I apparently can't use YouTube, but I'm trying anyway. Down underneath me, we have Masterkind, also known as Jordan. He's playing Leo McElroy, who's kind of our Splinter Cell-esque infiltrator. In the bottom corner, we have Sean Connors, also known as the Outsider 68, who's playing Mace Hunter, who's the face of the party, kind of our James Bond-esque, I can talk my way in. And over here...
Bless you, my followers, you have been in the dark for 30 minutes. Now you see the light. Welcome.
And over here we've
Move on,
got
it's fine.
Big James, also known as Halbjorn, who went on a shooting spree last week. Essentially, the characters have been plastered all over the news because they were involved in one of the biggest acts of terror recently.
Some of the characters have been plastered all over the news.
Essentially, Halbjorn has been plastered all over the news because he shot an AR-15 in a tourist in a tourist
Oh,
trap.
in my defence, they shot at me first.
They
That
shot
is
at
true.
someone first.
Yeah.
They've just escaped the city. They're heading to Hungary due to the coroner's reports that they found last session on that USB. Would anyone like to say anything but that before we start?
Just because
No,
we
we could-
basically we were at a hotel reviewing the footage and the reports. Then Leo left to steal a car to get the others out. Albion was much more high profile than us, so he walked, and we met him at a service station
Beyond
outside
the
of the
checkpoint.
city at a pre-arranged checkpoint. And I guess we now pick up at that point. And
Yes.
you also missed all of the backflipping, all of the really cool character moments that I'm sure we'll be able to repeat right now.
So,
worry,
Halborn
Ben.
sort of meets you on the city limits after you've snuck out of the city. He's caked in mud because he had to trek through a forest because he didn't want the police to find him. I'm so mad. So, how are you making your way to Budapest, the city where the coroner's reports were?
I think the easiest way is to look at the maps, which we could have done myself and McEnroe before Leo, before our dear friend joins us. We had a couple of hours probably to kill. We killed the time by pretending beyond the checkpoint that the car had overheated. If we had anybody that was likely to pay us any kind of problems, we were going to splash the engine, still quite warm, with water to give off steam to make it look like it's overheated. But it hasn't really been necessary, and now we've been joined. I think what we're looking for is a small airstrip outside, somewhere from this location. It is getting dark, so we're not likely to be able to use it tonight, I would suspect. Maybe, unlikely, maybe. But we need to go somewhere where we could actually hire a plane. That would be the quickest method to get there. And probably, we could probably pay, and no questions asked, I think.
So just so you've got some kind of context here, Budapest to Milan is about a 9-hour drive, 9.5 hours.
We don't want that.
Or an hour and a half flight. But
Hour and a half.
obviously flying, you're going to have to arrive like 2 hours before the flight or whatever, if you're doing like international, or you can you could try and find an airstrip, but I don't know if many of you operate out Milan a lot, right?
No, not really.
I've been there, but I mean, on the
Here and
maps there'll be some. There's bound to be some small, biplane kind of. There'll be some schools, training schools, various things. People,
We're going all sort of biggles and borrowing a biplane for this.
We are probably going to be hiring a plane or taking one, I think.
Can anybody
Maybe.
actually fly? I don't think I put anything in flight.
We'll see how it goes.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. I guess you drive You find one. You find like a sort of very small airstrip on the map.
We could drive there. We could drive there in the early evening and just see what the lay of the land is at this stage, and then make a decision.
So when you get there, it's quite late into the evening, and the airstrip's like fully like closed down. Like the whole thing seems quite like dark and black.
With a couple of hangars, one hangar. What kind of situation is it?
There's like 2 hangars, but what you actually notice is a bunch of planes that like they're really obviously quite small prop sort of planes, but a bunch of them are just sort of lining the runway. They're not like in an actual hangar. So you think this is just kind of like an enthusiast sort of airstrip.
Perfect.
Looking around, there is like obviously like a night's watchman.
Yeah, of course.
Can anyone make me? Does anyone have any points in the sort of or contacts in the criminal underworld around here?
Well, obviously I do in Milan, but not outside of Milan. But I think the boss's name would carry a lot of weight. But the last thing I want to do is draw him in here. So I don't think I would be looking at that angle, to be honest with you. We've driven to the outskirts of this location. I'm sure it's fenced. As you said, there's at least one guard, maybe more, and who knows what the guard's got. He may have dogs. Who knows? That's not what we're here for. Really, it's just to get an overlay at the moment. We're not going to really take any risks. We just need to decide what we can do. And you're right to ask, does anybody fly? That's a great question. Does anybody actually fly?
Anyone got any points in piloting? Just 1 point will allow you to fly this, basically.
No.
I can't. No.
What would it be? I know it sounds obvious. Is it under?
It's general.
General, right? Okay.
Just
No,
I mean,
piloting.
Looking at the airport, what kinds of planes are there?
They're all
Just
like
an
really
airfield?
small single prop
Little
planes.
Cessna type jobbies.
Right.
You notice that one of the hangars has got like an obvious lock on it, and the other one doesn't. And the lock looks pretty substantial. Looking around, you see that one security guard, and then it's got like an air traffic control tower. There appears to be like 4 or 5 people just hanging out, like smoking in. Because they've got a
makes
window.
sense. It might be emergencies and stuff. And is there lights on runways, even if it's just minor, like
The
strip
lights
lighting?
aren't on the runways. You can just see a light at the top of this air traffic control tower. James, can you make me a sense trouble roll? Because you're still holding onto that eyeball, if I'm not incorrect.
Yeah, I am. I took it out of the kettle, of course. 'Cause
I'm going to need a 6.
I need to find the right thing on my tabs. Choo. Do I have to add points to this, or can I just roll for it?
I need a 6 in total, so if you want to add points, it's probably a good idea. Unless you want to try and just roll a 6.
Do you want to?
7.
Well done.
7 altogether. Yeah.
Need a point.
You're feeling super, like, sweaty, and your stomach's kind of churning, and you kind of start feeling, like, physically ill, almost like you're being exposed to... do you have any points in science? Not to spend, just to have. Is science just a thing? Chemistry, sorry.
Chemistry. Yes, I have 2 in chemistry.
Well, you will know that these are symptoms of radiation sickness.
Oh.
Great.
Shit.
Planning on sharing that?
And I'm laughing about it. I'll tell you what's funny. I just drunk the coffee.
Yeah, you did.
Also, yeah, another thing that James casually glossed over there was that, yes, he did boil an eyeball in a kettle.
Well, yeah, because if you keep an eye, so in science they discovered when they were looking at eyeballs originally, you cut them open, obviously the fluid comes out because it's fluid. But if you boil it, it goes literally like an egg, so it goes solidifies, so you can then slice it in half and see exactly how the eyeball works. And that's how in like early science they figured out how eyes work. They did it with cow eyes.
Ah, well, yeah. You are starting to exhibit some of the symptoms of radiation sickness.
It could be worse.
Shit, that's not good.
Probably because you've been in close proximity with it for a long time, probably.
How are the rest of us?
Yeah, but how are we gonna?
The
How
rest
am I
of
gonna?
you aren't feeling ill at all.
Well, that's
Even
good news.
Mace Hunter, who drank the water, doesn't feel ill.
No, that's great news. I feel possibly. I'm very refreshed. Okay, listen. There are a couple of options we can do. Are you okay?
I'm gonna mention this to you both. That I am not feeling grand. That this is what I think it is.
Or could you at least get rid of that bloody thing, squash it? And
Yeah,
just
I'm
let it
gonna
sit.
take it a little bit further away from the guys, cut it open, and see what's in it.
You're physically cutting the eyeball now.
Cut it open, look,
What?
bail on it, move away.
Are you going to cut it near the glyph?
There's
Oh my
the
God.
glyph on one side. We're gonna go sort of around the hemisphere on the top to bottom.
Okay. While he's cutting this, what are you two doing?
I'm formulating a plan. I have an idea. I'm going to run it by Leo. Look, there is a possibility here. One thing I have got is a lot of different passports.
Sorry, Sean. I need to know where you're looking while you're...
Oh, we're in the car while he's still
I'm
discussing a
looking
plan.
at the airfield.
We're
scoping
focused
out
on
the airfield.
So you're focused on the airfield. So he
Yeah,
starts
focus
cutting
on the
into this, and then a few seconds later, you notice like one of the air traffic controllers like stands up and is like on the phone, and he seems to be like looking out the window.
Okay.
We might
Right.
want. I'm assuming they may have spotted the car at the edge of the strip and might be slightly nervous that somebody's parked out there, or perhaps they think there's a couple there. You know how it goes. Yeah, maybe we need to move the car on for the moment while we form that plan. Are you willing? Are you going to get back in the car? So.
Well, yeah. Assume that I'm using either the boot or the bonnet to do the cutting on.
Oh, great. Right. Okay. We better get back in the car. I think. Yeah. Go ahead.
So from here, they definitely wouldn't have been able to see you because I imagine you turn the lights off. You start to notice that the 5 people that were in there are like filtering out and coming out of the door of the air traffic control, and that one guy's still on the phone, like very obviously like looking around like near the area you're sort of in. 2 of the guys walk over to that locked hangar and start opening the lock of the hangar.
Just the bit where they roll a tank out.
We need to go and we need to leave the car.
Well, we've got to make.
We start this thing up now. They're looking at us. They'll see us. If we can leave it here, at least when they find it, they've got something to look at. And
I assume the window of the door will be open, and I lean in and say, "What do you on about? You just leave the lights off and drive carefully."
No, they're coming this way, mate. They're going to see a car eventually. If I turn the engine on now and we drive off, they're going to hear us and they're going to know we were here.
He's got about.
At least if we leave it here, turned off, and we leave, when they find the car, they'll know. They don't know there are people with it.
The real question is, what's in this eyeball, Ben?
Eyeball inside. You notice sort of all around the sort of back of the eyeball, where obviously the light would hit, are a bunch in various sizes of that circle that's got a triangle that doesn't meet itself on the last point. It just goes up.
Yep.
Like, repeated in, like, obviously perfect circles, perfect straight lines, the exact same thing, almost like, not burnt, but like, so you imagine burnt, but so precise that it's like almost tattooed onto the back of the retina in like multiple sizes, just covering the whole inside.
All right, all right. So no electronics, nothing else.
Mm-mm. Some supernatural shit's going on. Would you like to make me another sense trouble roll, please?
No, because I've spent all my sense trouble.
You can still roll it.
Yeah,
You can still roll it, you just can't add any points to it.
Aw.
We love this.
3.
Well,
3.
this is going well.
Okay, so you can get rid of the eyeball now if you want.
Yeah, we'll stamp on it and then, I don't know, pop it somewhere out of the way, drain, ditch.
Leo's right. We need to leave the car and move quickly.
We need to leave the car and we need to go. Let's watch this scene unfold. But we cannot be near this car when they find it.
But we need to wipe it down if we're going to leave it. We haven't got time to do that.
We haven't got time. They've already
It doesn't
spotted.
matter.
It
I think-
does.
They've
Fingerprints.
started to turn flashlights on as you're having this.
Gentlemen,
Come
we
on.
haven't got.
I
we haven't
leave
got
the
time.
car at that point and I just go.
We haven't
I'm
got time.
praying
to
the others are
get-
following me.
I'm following Leo. Let's
Okay.
follow him.
All right, it seems
Mate.
a bit silly to leave a car full of a DNA there, but it's all right.
Once we get away, I'm going to say to Halbion quietly, Halbion, we're not leaving. We can watch this. We can deal with them still, but we just can't be there when they find the car.
What are you doing with the luggage in the boot?
Oh, I had nothing. Everything I had that was
Okay.
like important to me is on my person.
Look,
I would have hocked the bag out of the back seat because there's 3 of us, so I wouldn't have left it in the boot.
but I'll be carrying my backpack. That's it.
Okay, so what happens is they see the car. You manage to get it. They see the car. One of them scans a light bulb, like very quickly over it, and then you see like the 3 guys that aren't at the hangar pull out guns and just start blindly firing. They don't look like they're particularly well trained, but they just
That's
start
good.
like holding it sideways, like shooting bullets into the car until one of
So
them goes
they're-
like "Stop! Stop!" in Italian.
They're gangstering the car then.
Uh-huh.
I don't really think they care about what's inside it. I'm saying this quietly in a whisper.
But you
Uh,
never know.
I'm not
Someone
whispering
might-
into my mic, so
You see them
someone might-
like pop mags and put a new mag in. What was that, James?
I said, someone might care after the fact. Even if there's holes in it, they can still get DNA.
yes, Halbion, we are going to deal with them. We're not going to leave them alive, or we're not going to leave them to uncover the evidence. But we just didn't want. And I point at the car and go, "We
How
don't want
many
that."
of them are there down there, Ben?
There are 3 on the airstrip, 2 next to that hangar.
Right. The
How
key-
many next to the car?
We'll
3.
have to keep this in whispers. But the key here is the guy that was on the phone. Is he at the hangar or is he with the group that's here?
He's on the phone.
And he's
Where is
at
he with
the- which group's he with?
Sorry, he's on the phone with the people at the car. Like he's like clearly ordering them around.
What we need those 3 down so we can get that phone. That phone's a clue as to who's actually dealing with these people.
I agree. Well, what I'm thinking is, we could. There's 2 by the hangar. We don't know what's in there. I could go up to them quietly without them seeing me. You guys could stay here, deal with this slightly larger group, and I
Sure.
could go up there and stop whatever. If they happen to, we don't know what they've got in there. We need to stop them getting inside, and I could do that.
What
If you're
about
okay
we?
with that? I can start heading that way around, so they won't see me.
What
and then
about
we
we
can
take?
deal.
What about Leo? We take these 3 out. We pick up their flashlights and we start walking calmly towards the tower, and then remove the other 2 people at the tower. They're going to think their 3 men have come back.
For a question quickly, thrown items like rocks. What's the crack with them? Which one skill do I use for them?
Weapons, probably. There's a weapons skill. I would probably say that's the closest.
The last skill on the sheet.
I take
Damn. Probably
I
should
take
put
your
more in
point.
that.
I take your point on board, Leo, but I think we just need to deal with these three and get the phone, and then we'll go from there.
The guys that
yeah.
were next to the hangar are now like inside the hangar.
Right, we haven't got time to worry about them.
Right. Fair enough.
Okay, I'll pull out a silenced pistol and I'll wave a grenade around. Do you want me to take care of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
You don't need to. You can't say yes to immediately to help.
Say again?
You
Can't
yeah,
what?
yeah, you can
can't
never.
say yes to Albion immediately. You've got to give him clear instruction.
Yes, please take the 3 men down.
I've moved down, move quietly to be behind them and grenade.
Okay. Give me an explosive
I was
devices
looking
roll.
for quiet.
Hit threshold 4.
Sorry, an explosive. What roll?
Explosive devices.
Explosive.
You want to
You're
get
not
a
gonna-
4 to hit.
I'm damn sure I checked well into this because I wanted it.
I love his subtlety. I want to get the phone back.
You'll get the phone back. It's a fragmentation grenade. It's not a. It's not going to blow the phone.
Oh,
to
yeah, well, that
Fine.
makes it okay then. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, because it's flying shrapnel that does the damage, not the blast.
I love that.
So
Oh, that's absolutely superb. What a scene. Yeah, I'll take care of them.
You put
that is the
6
wrong
into
dice
it.
pot. That's why. That
That
doesn't
is the
work.
wrong channel.
That's the right channel.
stream
It's
is-
just the
Oh,
wrong
Right,
dice
right
pot.
channel, wrong dice pot. Monday.
Oh, that's-
Welcome to the
that's awesome.
stream of technical difficulties.
No,
11.
Welcome to the stream of the Muppet using the dice pot he uses on other games. So
So what we see is we get this sort of really cool CGI shot where we follow the grenade through the air and it lands directly at the feet of the guy on the phone, who looks down, looks at his guys, and then like really quickly looks down again, and then we just see from your point of view the explosion as all of these guys get like blown like really far apart, like very obviously dead. We see from out of the hangar like someone lean and then like really quickly like close the hangar.
I start bolting. I'm running for the hangar now.
The security guard is
My
now
next
running
first
away.
play.
I'll go and see
I'm
if the
running
dead
for the
guy
hangar.
is,
That's my first play.
I'm following Leo. I think we need to do that now.
I'll take a small detour to the dead guys and pick up that phone.
Yeah, you hit him with a grenade, so that phone is not usable.
Yeah.
I'm still going to pick it up. Forensics
Yeah.
is the right person, man.
Yeah,
I might be able to salvage something.
you can pick up the phone.
You know, I do worry about old Welshie. He's...
Who are you calling Welsh?
You, from now on, if you don't stop doing crap like that.
That's rich coming from you, Scottish boy.
I love the yeah. Do it silently. I'll get my silencer out. Then
It worked. Oh, don't complain.
If
That's
everyone's
very
dead, no
effective.
one can raise the alarm, Sean.
Very true. Yeah, no one could hear that blast for a mile around. Yeah, it's perfect.
Good job, like they're not looking for terrorists in Milan or something.
Absolutely.
Not
You
anymore.
wouldn't believe-
We're leaving them a trail now for where the terrorists are going.
Yeah, they're not looking for it in Milan anymore.
This is going well. This is going so well. I'm very proud of our elite team.
Yes.
I'm doing my
Going
job
so
perfectly.
good.
I'm a wet worker, so I've killed quite a few people now.
Everybody. Literally everybody we've encountered so far.
I have a feeling that most wet work is supposed to be like silent, but you know,
Yeah. Different
He-
styles, different approaches.
He said wet work.
you're
He
not.
did that.
He's not a wet worker. He's a soaked worker at this point. Fucking hell.
Bits and pieces wet work.
Take a swim, wet worker. Yeah.
How are you supposed to get positive ID if everyone you end up killing has no face left?
It's
Right.
such a great,
Great
scene.
fun. It's all good fun.
Right, yeah. So
Oh,
you guys are
yeah.
approaching that hangar. There's like a side door, and then there's like the hangar doors on the front. They've gone through the hangar doors. Which
I'm going
doors
for the side door.
Do you have like a
I'm not
weapon
even. I'm not even stopping for the hangar doors. I'm going straight for the side door.
Okay, do you have a weapon that you've got on you?
I haven't got a weapon.
Oh, so you're just
I'm
gonna.
not armed.
That's
You-
I'm
brave.
just gonna go for.
Well, this is
We
what
were
I.
being subtle before. Subtlety means you don't carry weapons.
I like the idea that you're talking on the phone, just giving each other sass.
I follow. I'll
Cooking ear pieces
follow.
or something.
I'm going to follow Leo's lead because
Yeah.
obviously.
I'm going for the side door, seeing
I'll
what's it look like.
I'll follow
What
him
can
to
I-
the side door.
Do you have a
What can I do
gun
with this?
on you? No, you threw it away,
No.
didn't you?
No.
Are you
It's all.
both unarmed?
We had to. We had no choice. Couldn't get out of Milan.
We can't have driven out of Milan with weapons. Anyway,
Leo, what is your what is your base hand to hand?
8.
Mace, what is your base hand to hand?
Is it under general? Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, it
should
is.
be.
No, it's not my forte. I've got to tell you, I'm going to be more your tumbling and dodging kind of person in this situation. Do not worry.
So Leo's is higher. I'm just trying to work out initiative.
Oh, he is clearly in the initiative. He's set off first. I'm behind him, without a doubt.
Okay, right, yeah. So we see these two thugs. They're kind of like they seem to be bolting down like the lids of some drums, and one of them's getting a pump truck, and you can see in there like a really small cargo plane. They've kind of not noticed you.
Are we inside now?
Yeah, you're inside.
Cool. They haven't seen us though.
Mm-mm.
Are they close together?
We're on the phone to each other, right?
You've not got comms or anything, no, you don't.
No, cool.
You didn't set those up beforehand, and you've already gone with your burner phones.
Yeah.
Are they close together?
Yes.
Cool. My MOS is hand to hand.
That it is, Jordan. Would you like to use your MOS?
Well, what I can do is I can head up behind one of them, and just is there anything in front of him, like in front of his face?
Yeah, there's like vats, like oil drums.
Cool. So I grab him by the hair and I pull him back, I chop him on the throat, and then I slam his face down into the drum.
We get like this really satisfying metallic like clonk noise as he like smashes his head against the barrel.
Has he put the lid on the drum yet?
Yeah, the lid was all on the drum. He was just padlocking.
Right. Okay. So in that point, I then just go to the other one and I just like massive flying, like side kick him in the head as well, and he flies off to the side.
Yeah, none of these guys are like that trained in melee combat, so yeah, you can totally use your MOS to
So
take
he's
them both
down.
out. Yeah.
They're both down.
And then you like flying kick this next guy. We get one of those
Yeah.
like Matrix shots where it's like you're like stopped in time and it spins around
Right.
you before the kick like lands, and we see his head go into another like set of those barrels, and he goes down as well. And then Mace sort of just walks up behind you.
He just breathes in, breathes out slowly, and then just
Did you do like a Bruce Lee wata when you hit the?
no.
Now
No, I
that-
did not.
Hang on, he's Scottish. Wouldn't it be okay?
Now that was subtle.
Thank
I
you.
like that. That's subtle.
D.
All right, let's quickly
Oh
search.
yeah, I need to open this barrel and see what's inside.
Oh, can you give me a stability test, please? You can spend.
How do I do that?
So you can spend points in stability to make a stability test. I think is how stability works. I read it recently, but
Okay, I'm not sure. Again, I thought it was
it's
just
kind of
rules,
like
so you don't
health,
have to
but
just
you
roll for it.
can try and resist it as well.
Okay, so do I? What?
Mental stability, as I read it.
Yeah. So you can spend. You can basically like gamble your stability to not lose it. So you're going to take 4 stability points of damage here. No, sorry, 3 stability points of damage. Just check my notes. But you can obviously get rid of that with 4s. So if you want to gamble some stability to not lose it, you can roll dice. I think is
Okay,
how
I'm
this
gonna
works.
Okay, I'm just gonna gamble 1 then.
Okay.
So I just roll 1d6.
Yeah, just roll me 1d6. I'm going to recheck that rule because it sounds wrong every time I read it.
That's a 4.
That's a 4. So you're only going to take 2 points of stability damage
Okay.
from that whole incident. You open the vat up, and it's this like almost like abattoir smell, mixed with like a very
Nice.
pungent like bleach chemically smell. What
They were
you're
getting
looking
rid
at?
of, getting rid of somebody.
No. What you're looking at appears to be a vat of blood, but it's also like got these like really weird crystalline structures all in it. The structures of you've got criminal contacts, right?
Yeah.
The sort of crystalline structures almost look like methamphetamine before it's like smashed up. But
Nice.
it's very clearly like a vat of blood and meth. Like, and the meth has sort of like soaked up a lot of the blood.
Who the hell has a market for this shit?
You'd be surprised what the kids like.
At this point,
Oh, sure.
I'll tentatively open the front door and peek in briefly to see if the guys are still up or not. The bad guys that I don't know are down yet or not.
You see Mace and Leo looking over this.
Sat with a drum
I'm-
going, "What the fuck?"
I'm quite interested to search the people that he's knocked out, or perhaps worse than that. But just to quickly search them because we haven't got anything ourselves.
Yeah.
Maybe they have.
Do you want to take one and I'll take the other?
Yeah, sure.
They've both got like quite flash iPhones, like that year's iPhone, and they've got these like pistols that look like super worse for wear. They were clearly from some kind of.
Pocket. The phone and the pistols could prove to be useful. We can check back through what calls have been made on those ones, but we can worry about that in a minute.
They're like Soviet era Makarovs, and then like one of them's got tape wrapped around the handle where the grips obviously come apart. Like these are obviously not high-end firearms, but
As I'll see you doing this and close the door and come in and say, "Oh, finally got a gun. Shame you couldn't have used it on the way in."
Yeah, I didn't need it, and I gesture at
Well-
the two unconscious bodies.
Well, that's very true. But when you've got a man with a grenade, you don't really need guns.
No problem.
It is well done. Congratulations. Anyway, we need to quickly coordinate now. We've got problems. They're aware of us. They know where we are. We're going to make some quick decisions. Now, there's an air traffic control tower here, isn't there?
Yeah.
Let's get up there and have a quick look around. Any logs, flight logs, information that exists there. Who owns these planes? What's going on? We might be able to use this to our advantage.
So I'm just going to pre-warn you now. You did see the security guard run off, and you did throw a grenade. So
yeah,
little friends.
Yeah, I want to quickly. Nobody can pilot. None of us can pilot a plane, can we?
I mean, we could try.
No. Being serious, none of us can pilot a plane. Right.
No,
Okay.
no, I didn't spec into it.
Right. So our issues, if we had more time and we were subtle, we might be able to use the flight log to our advantage. I don't think we've got the time. Plus, they're going to be alerted. So I think we've got to kind of bug out.
So you don't think going up the tower is a good idea then?
I would love to, but I don't think we've got the time. If I had time, I would use the flight logs and I would come up with a cunning plan to phone someone who has a private plane, explain it's a medical emergency. I would make it look like we're going to have to take you as a patient to Budapest. You've got some sort of bypass surgery that's got to be committed, and this is the only flight out of it. We don't have that luxury of time.
At the very least, we could go and steal the flight logs.
Oh, that sounded so cool, but we don't have that
I have
luxury.
an idea. Sorry, just to, if you were.
Yeah, go for it.
These guys didn't see us. They can't identify us. They heard an explosion. They ran inside. They don't know who or what we are. So there's no risk for us leaving them here.
I think the problem is that were aware of us because of something. It might well have been, in the kindest way, thinking about it. That I think, whatever, they may have been able to observe us all the way. So they may know we're here now. Leo, is the reality of what we've got to understand, and they may be aware that all of us are here. It's
Galborn, have you got your backpack on you
Yeah.
with all the stuff in it that you've been carrying around? You've not dumped anything else apart from some rifle parts, right?
Yeah.
Can you get me
Pretty
another
much.
sense trouble roll, please?
Oh, damn it.
What's your thoughts then, Leo, while he's doing
Only because I was thinking I could bug this place.
that? Sure.
We could leave. I could bug this place.
6.
When they get back, we could let them. Okay, what happened, and we can find out what the hell's going on. They'll openly talk about what's going on here.
Sorry, guys. Your backpack starts to feel real hot, Hjalborn.
I guess we had that conversation, me and Mace, while this happened.
I will backpack off, open it up, and everything out on the floor. What feels hot?
The camera. And you'll dump that right next to the vat of blood and amphetamines, right?
I'm going to toe punt the camera across the hangar.
Okay, yeah. The camera we watch skid across the hangar. And what we see as an audience is it sort of skids and then lands screen towards the camera. And on the camera's phone screen, we see the picture that you took of the eyeball with the sort of sigil in, is what we see is sort of the thing on the camera before we get all of the light on the camera emanates out of it, and the camera just detonates, leaving a scorch mark, but it's far enough away from you guys that it didn't affect you. But yeah, another explosion has now gone off the camera that you used to take the photo of the glyph has finally activated.
Well, that's a bit strange. I borrowed that from some tourists. That shouldn't have happened. I'm pretty sure the manufacturer would need a recall if it did.
It's probably a Polaroid.
It could be. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. It looked expensive. I borrowed it. I'll start repacking my backpack of stuff, checking everything else to make sure it doesn't.
Is there any other vehicles near here that are being used? Motorbikes, car, anything at all?
Yeah,
So you find in the keys of one of the guys, you find in the pockets of one of the guys' car keys. All the guys have basically come in their own car, and they're all like semi-luxury cars. Nothing crazy. You've not got Bentleys, but you've got like Audis and stuff. And then there's like a pickup truck that's clearly like the airport's way of moving things around in the airport.
Right.
Has the airport pickup truck got keys in it?
You can look around. You don't see them in it, but they might be in the air traffic control tower if you really want to take that.
Well,
I was just trying
If
to.
we're not gonna leave these guys alive, I think we should still bug this place. When
Yeah,
they
bug it.
return, which they will, anyone can hear. We can hear what they talk about. Maybe we'll get some answers.
But
you
take us, bug the place quickly. You have to be quick. Decide what you want to do. Probably put the bug, if you can, on the underside of the lid of the container. Yeah, because it's going to be open at some point. And we'll take a sample, small sample, if we can. If anybody's got anything to transport, I'm sure there'll be something lying around. We can take a sample, of this liquid stuff for further analysis later.
Have you got preparedness, Jordan?
I've got 2 in preparedness.
Would you like to spend a point in preparedness to produce a bug?
Yes. Go on then.
You can spend a point in preparedness and produce a bug.
I've also got electronic surveillance, so I can.
Yeah,
While
but
he's doing-
electronic surveillance is like you would be able to find a bug and plant a bug well. I'm going to allow you to plant the bug. It's just like for this mission, you didn't say before you came on it that you had bugs and stuff. So I'm just saying
fair
like
enough.
preparedness.
Really wasn't planned to have bugs for this mission. So
Well,
But
they
for
are bugs now.
for myself, while he's doing that, it makes sense to go out to where the cars are, click the car key to see which one is the car.
There's a black
yeah.
Audi with McDonald's in the front seat. That's the car that beats.
Fine, okay, right. Bring the car over to the hangar as close to where he's going to need it, and keep the engine on. Lights off for the moment, but keep the engine on.
Yep. In sort of like really far in the distance, you think you can hear sirens.
Yeah, I'm okay at driving. Not bad actually, but not great. I'm not the greatest out of this group. It's probably better, but if necessary, I'll drive it.
Okay.
I'm just
you
waiting.
don't think you've got that much longer left, so
I'll give up.
basically one last action from everyone.
Yeah, I'm just
then
waiting
you'd have
in
to
the
leave.
car, ready for him to bolt into the car. We're going to drive off.
you took the pistols off these guys, didn't you?
We did indeed. Yeah. We've
In that
got...
case, I'll just shoot these 2 guys.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Wow. No, not leaving any stone
I'm just going
unturned.
to make
I
a
like it.
note here.
There's less chance of them following us if they're dead.
Yeah. That works every time. Bless you,
mean-
my son.
They won't
Yeah,
remember.
I planted the bug. I'm going to check that it's working quickly, and I'm going to go for the car.
Yeah, bug works fine.
I can
I guess it's like actually like a Wi-Fi bug, so you can remote
We can
access
connect
it.
to
And
it
you don't
and
have to
hear.
stay.
We can remote access it, and it's sound obviously recording. We can hear what's going on location as well. So
Okay.
Wow. Right. When you're ready, jump in, and our driver's off.
awesome.
Ben, because of the logic here, we know we're on a road on the far side. We know that because of obviously where we had the car near the fence line. We're going to drive across the field, lights off, to the fence line. It will probably be it's not a particularly heavy security fence, is it?
Because you're sort of under pressure, I'm going to ask for a roll for that. Because obviously you've got no lights on, you're under pressure. It's just going to be a target number of 4 for that. So if you want to spend any points in driving.
If I've got 2 points in driving, I'm going to use both. It's too important. I want to actually drive across the field. Somebody could roll it for me. I'll use the 2 points, and I want to drive the car through the fence line because we want to pick back up the road on the far side. We don't want to travel and be seen in any format. Once we're onto the road, I'll put the lights back on.
Yeah, so overall you got a 6 in that. So yeah, you almost hit a pothole and you managed to like swerve around it in the dark.
It's
Like
going
you're
to cause
having
some
to
damage.
lean really far forward.
Yeah, it's going to cause some damage to the front of the car. I can imagine that, maybe one of the, lights is slightly damaged, that kind of thing. That's understandable, but that's okay. That also helps our cover. So we'll get the lights on and drive down the road. We need to get good distance, so we will drive unsafe, but not ridiculous. But it will be as fast as the road allows.
Yeah, you'll manage to get over this field, and then you're on like a country road, and from that point you can really put pedal to the metal. You don't need to make any more rolls because the police haven't arrived yet. This is not an active chase.
Right.
As you're pulling away, like as you're driving down that country road, you start to hear sirens like more and more going towards the airstrip. So, airstrip is ruled out as your exit strategy to Budapest. So, what's your next plan?
How much fuel's in this Audi?
Yeah, 9.5 hours is a long time.
It's got half a tank.
I mean, 9.5 hours of driving, we're not going to make it on a tank. Plus, we're going to have to fuel up. We still need to think this through. Who's really good at driving? I'm okay. Not a bad driver if necessary. Any of you guys really solid at this? While I consult the map.
I'll hold up a bus pass. No.
Right, fine, okay.
I'll
keep. Yeah,
I got
brilliant.
us here. I can carry on from now.
Pull over, let Leo take over. I'll sit in the front. Actually, I'll sit in the back with Albrecht. We'll have a look at the map and just see if anything sticks out. If not, we may have to call in a favour. It's not ideal, to be honest with you, at this early stage. I was hoping to avoid.
What do you mean by anything that sticks out when we look at the map? What do you mean?
Just see if there's any other locations we haven't considered. Anything else? We've got to avoid certain things, but there might be. Maybe we have to drive further afield to pick up another airstrip. Maybe we've got to do that. It's going to be important.
Essentially, to go to another airstrip is probably going to take you as long as driving over the border at this point. Airstrips aren't that common.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just head north. I think I will break out some new fake documentation and a new set of clothes because I have a bag full of them.
I think backpack obviously is going to be well off by this stage. We need to consider now the next step. It's going to have to be another ID. There's no option. We need to get to Budapest.
You do need to get to Budapest.
I don't really fancy driving 9.5 hours.
Anyone have an underworld contact that would be able to contact them right now? No?
On the grounds we've ditched all burner phones, probably not.
You might have an actual phone on you. I don't know. Oh, wait, you've got the thing phones, right, from the guys?
Yeah,
Silly. But we do have the iPhones. Yeah. It's a
one of the iPhones goes off, and it's just an emoji as the caller ID, and it's just like it's one of the Chinese characters, but it doesn't really mean anything to you.
It does to me because I can Mandarin. So
I don't know what the Chinese characters are on the iPhone, and
but what did you want it to mean? Anything specific?
Nothing. It's just like obviously like a cipher, like they use a different emoji for a different person.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping none of you spoke Chinese, so I went for a random
well
one.
into languages, I'm afraid. Sorry.
It's actually a church. Sorry, I'm rereading my notes. The emoji is of a church.
Yeah, okay.
I read CH. Oh. Yeah. Caller ID is a church.
Yep. Okay. What? Those guys were speaking Italian, weren't they?
They were speaking Italian, not Spanish.
No, but not Russian or French or whatever else.
No, they were speaking just normal Italian.
I'll answer it
then.
and speak Italian into it. Just
What do you say down the phone? Hello.
Hello.
Is the product secure?
It is 100% secure.
Then you got them. We're
We didn't get
richer.
them. We didn't get them, but they're not here. The others are chasing them.
What do you mean the others are The others are dead.
What?
I've got a cop on the scene.
Oh, Christ! They haven't come in here yet. Hold on. Click.
Literally, as soon as you click, it just starts ringing again with the same caller ID.
Okay, I have an idea, Ben. I could run by you. A possible contact from Leo, a train employee who works around Europe. He likes to travel by train. He would know contacts on the train network. Someone who could smuggle them into Budapest on train.
Oh, yes. How are you contacting them?
I'll go to.
Smoke signals.
We'll find a local train station, and I'll use a payphone inside.
Yeah, you can. You basically like show up to the nearest sort of really regional train station, and you get on the phone to your contact. What's your contact's name?
Tobias.
Tobias.
Excuse me.
And where do you know Tobias from?
Again, I just know him from traveling around. He likes to travel by train. They've had contacts. If he's travelled along, he's helped him in the past.
Fucking hell, friend! What time is it?
Perhaps you've got information over him. Blackmail, maybe.
Possibly. I'll come again. Something I'll work more on. But
are you want to go drinking again? Are you in Romania?
Maybe I should change his name to Roman. Anyway,
hey, cousin! You want to go drinking again?
No, I believe the arrangement was made when I called you. I need something.
Yeah, usually a pint. No.
No, not this time.
Ah, shit.
I need your help, friend.
Am I going to need trousers on for this one?
I need your help, friend. I can tell you where I am, and I can tell you where I need to go, and all I need from you is official documentation to get me there.
I don't deal in official, but I can get you on a train. Where are you at? And you obviously you're reading the train station.
Reading the information, and I'll find a map in the station. I guess there's train lines that go over the border, and I'll tell him the destination of where we need to get to.
I can't get you to Budapest. I can get you into Hungary.
Fine.
How do you feel about human traffickers?
As long as they don't give me any trouble, I can grin and bear it for the time I'm needed to.
Okay, I'm just gonna make a note. Yeah, he can get you on a train.
Cool.
Choo choo, motherfuckers.
Yeah, so basically you wait there for a couple hours, and a guy in a sort of Land Rover comes and picks you up, and drives you down to a different train station. When you get there, there's this like American guy. He's wearing sort of like a khaki shirt, and when you meet him, he's like obviously got from somewhere in the United States, but he's got this kind of like bastardized like accent that you think he tries to put on so no one can figure out where in the US he's from.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, how you doing?
I just nod at him.
I owe Tobias a favor. I'm gonna have to put you in the back with everyone else.
As long as you don't take my backpack, it's fine.
No, that's fine. He's gonna pay me, so yeah, just get in the back. And as he like opens it up,
what's in the bag?
In the back, it's full of they seem to be just like European people, but they're all sort of
great.
they're all sleeping in like bunk beds, but they're like really, really packed in.
Yeah.
And from what you can see, they're all like handcuffed onto them. It's like men and women, but they're all like adults. But it's just like a super weird scene of this like really dodgy thing that's going on. Hillborn, what do you look like right now?
Still sort of the backpack vibe, but as opposed to having the beard and the longer hair that I had in Milan, we now got a shorter hair and no beard, almost. Well, like a trim beard rather than like man from Borneo beard.
Yeah, so this guy like comes onto the train with you in the back, and he like pulls a curtain over where all those people are, and he just says, "You guys smoke?" And he pulls out a little bag of like crystalline red sort of drugs.
Crystals.
Yes.
No, thank you. It's very kind of you to offer, but it's not my kind of thing. Not my cup of tea, I think is the right words.
No? You see him like crush up whatever it is and put it into a pipe and start like smoking it as the train sort of heads off.
As he's crushing it, I'll go to him. What is that stuff? I'll be curious. Is this something new? I don't think I've ever seen it.
They call it mask or something. Carcosa, I've also heard it called. And he starts. Start smoking it.
Yeah, that'll take you places. That's for sure.
They did come over on a boat or something. If it's called Carcosa, just curious.
I don't know where they get it from, but goddamn, it's like I'm seeing a whole other different city every time I smoke it.
Well, you're on a train. You could just be traveling. You might be smoking in between stations, maybe.
As you're watching this, all his like veins seem to like become like way more visible. As he's smoking this drug that you've not heard of before.
Right. We just climb into the back then with the others, I suppose.
Yeah.
Just climb in.
I will observe him while he's on this high and see
I'm
how
really-
he is, what
I'm
he's
not
like.
really saying any. I'm not really saying anything to him. Obviously, this is Leo's contact. Got my hood up at this point. I'll just climb into the back with my backpack.
He's like going in and out of being like lucid. Like it's almost like his mind like is going somewhere else like every few minutes. But like when he's talking to you, he just seems like a really disgusting person. Like everything he says kind of puts you like a little bit more and more on edge.
I mean, they're people traffickers. They're not going to be the nicest of people in the world, I imagine.
Yeah. So I mean, if you want to try and like wax this guy for inflation or whatever, you can do that. You're basically going to be on this train for a few hours. So.
I mean,
this is Leo's part of his contact train. We don't really want to get ourselves involved in ruining.
yeah,
his
pretty much.
So
I'm gonna live and let live in the terms of like what's going on the train. I might sort of ask him like what that kind of stuff, what this stuff is selling for that he's got, a mask, how much it's selling for, where he's got it, how popular it is.
It's always super cheap, and it's kind of being sold by methamphetamine dealers as like the new thing. Like they've stopped, all of the methamphetamine drug dealers have stopped selling that and have started
There's no
selling this
methamphetamine anymore.
Well, no,
Because
if
it's
you
so-
go to buy it, they'll give you this and tell you it's the same thing.
So they'll tell you that this stuff is methamphetamine, rather
because
than
it's super cheap. Yeah, very very cheap.
Yeah.
Right.
okay.
So, but obviously popular now, becoming popular.
Yeah, it's kind of not like a party drug, but like with sort of people who struggle to afford that kind of high, like they're taking it in like a lot of doses. And you also notice like he's smoking a lot of it, and his veins just are becoming more and more pronounced as he's smoking it. But like yeah, you'll be talking to him, and then he'll like seem to like doze off for a few minutes.
He's with us on the train, then, or have we left him on the
He's
platform?
on the train as well.
Right, so he's with us on the journey, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Normally, this would not be a comfortable scene because of what we're actually witnessing. But the truth of the matter is, we've got we've got problems of our own. So as much as I would love to help these people, we've got issues. So I'll just keep myself to myself here. It's Leo's contact. I'm not going to get involved with the driver. And just try and get to Budapest, then we'll go from there. Keep very low profile at this point.
Yeah, so when you sort of arrive at the station, as you're pulling up, you've noticed that like for the last hour the guy's been like coming down from his high. But his phone was going off sort of the whole time, but he'd like never touched it. And now like as you arrive at the train station, he's sort of like wait here. And he like unlocks the door and then leaves and then like closes it behind him and starts walking away. And there's no, because you're in like a cargo section, you can't really see.
Well, look, the reality is he's dealing in, well, it's not going to be that unusual. Look at all the people in the back with us. I mean, he's got a lot of people that'll be making phone calls to him. So I'm not being unduly worried, but at this stage, we
You
just
could
got to
try
rely
and
on-
get those people out like, if you wanted to.
No, this is
Is
Leo's
there a
contact.
roof,
The
like a...
last thing we'll do is run out.
There is like a roof hatch. You could get onto the roof of the train. It's obviously there for like maintenance and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try anything because this is their business. It's not my problem.
I'm just curious to know what's
It's not.
around it.
It's not morally right, but it's not the character's prerogative to do anything about it right now.
Okay.
The interesting thing is, though,
If,
the one-
I'm just going to say, if you leave these people here, you are all going to have to make a stability roll. I'll pre-warn you now.
Oh,
Right.
God damn it.
Obviously, you've seen, like, this is a really fucked up situation.
I threw a grenade at some people because I didn't want them to be on the phone.
We've still
That's,
got the
that's
phone
going to be the kind of work I've been doing across Europe. How fucked up is this to me?
I mean, this is pretty messed up still.
Okay, this guy's been coming down off a high. We're in the back with these people, yeah.
Yeah.
How are they currently? How are they kept in here?
So if you actually go it through to that so the compartment was sort of closed off with a curtain. If you go in there, you'll notice like a bunch of IVs. So they're all like handcuffed to like a bunk bed, and then on the side of each bunk bed is an IV, and they're slowly being like drip fed chemicals. Walking through, you like these people don't look like
Compost.
They're like walking through. They're all dressed in hospital scrubs. So you don't really you wouldn't expect this to be the situation. Like usually it would be like whatever clothes they were wearing before. They're like in hospital scrubs, and they're all hooked up to IVs. There's about 20 people in there.
Okay.
So you're not sure like what this is. Like this is so bizarre of an operation.
Okay.
Right, so
chap's
he's
gone outside, hasn't he?
He's gone away to make a phone call.
Yeah.
These people are all in the back, locked up, and also on the IVs, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where have we stopped?
You've not stopped in a train station. You've just kind of stopped, like
On the line.
Yeah, just on the line somewhere. Like
Okay.
it almost looks like the line's been diverted to just have this train be the only thing that can be on the
Yeah, like a little siding.
I was just trying to get a gauge because it's not one of those little things. I did, obviously we were abhorrent about it, but we were dealing with something else. But now we understand that this is something we really have to morally deal with. Obviously, I look at Leo and just say, look, we can't leave these people like this. We've got to do something.
I agree.
I mean, I don't mean to be rude to your contact. I'm sure this isn't his dealing, but we can't leave these people like this. That bloke's an absolute bastard. We've got to get these people out. At least give them a chance to get away.
While they're saying this, I'll go and listen out the door to the phone conversation that's going on.
Yeah. So as you're sort of trying to listen, your mind is almost picking up on the sort of like rhythmic tapping. And it's almost like the more you try and focus on the phone conversation, the more you kind of hear this rhythmic sort of tapping, and every like even if you try and focus on that, like even that seems to be like weirdly distorted. It's almost like someone's playing music if you've never heard music before. Like it's such a bizarre thing, and it's sort of the longer you hear it, the more unease you sort of feel about the rhythmic tapping.
I can't pinpoint this at all.
It seems to be coming from wherever he's walking. You can hear him try and have a phone conversation, but there's this sort of rhythmic tapping going back and forth.
Right. Okay.
It sort of sounds like his shoes on the sort of railway like line bit. Like he is making the sound, but for some reason you can't focus on.
I can't focus on the voice.
It's almost like you're being forced to focus on the sound. Like your brain isn't letting you.
I'm going to be a bastard and use lip reading then.
Okay, lean out.
Feature.
What languages do you speak?
So, Norwegian, English, Polish, Spanish, Arabic, Hungarian, German, Mandarin,
Arabic.
Russian,
Okay, yeah, you
French,
can hear what you're saying.
and Italian.
If you can speak Arabic, you can hear what he's saying. He's talking about units, almost like heads of cattle. And he's on the phone, and he's saying, like, he's basically giving, like, GPS coordinates on where you can come pick them up. He's also saying, can I have a description of the 2 million?
Right. Okay, cool.
Talking about cattle, can I get those GPS coordinates from that?
Yeah, if you look on your phone, it'll be, like, a mile away
No,
from here.
Can I understand enough to pick them up to remember them?
Yeah, you can remember them. Right.
Well,
Sean and Leo, what are you doing while he's trying to
we've had a quick
listen?
discussion. He's agreed with me that it's okay. I'm going to dart into the back, go into the backpack,
Mm-hmm.
get out my usual tools for the job, and I'm going to set to work on getting these handcuffs off a few of them. Or if there's a bar that's holding a rail of them together,
Yeah.
I'm going to just unscrew the bar from the wall and slide off their handcuffs.
Yeah, that is kind of how they're all handcuffed up there. So you can.
It's easier to do that. It's a very simple set. Most of it's got Allen keys on it, simple little things. It'll do most of the jobs you need, plus a little lockpick set should it be required. I do have tradecraft for this if required. Hopefully, it's simple to unscrew from the wall. As soon as I.
It's almost been set up like a last-ditch method, because the idea is that you have the IVs, so they're out, and it's very easy for you to take this off,
Start once the bar's away, take the IVs out as quickly as possible from these people, and hopefully, if anybody's compass mentis, get them out the back. Just start ushering them away, €100 in their hand, start pushing them out, because we can't have this.
So as you're sort of trying to get all these people out, like one of them turns to you in perfect English and an English accent, says, "Fucking hell, where the hell am I?"
Here's €100. I don't know. Good luck. Go that way as quickly as you can.
Yeah, a woman comes up to you and says something to you in Italian, basically the same thing. The gist of the conversation you're getting is they were in a hospital. They were supposed to go for blood work.
Does anybody know the name of the Does anybody say the name of the hospital?
It's a bunch of different hospitals from all around the world.
Right. Okay. Right. Fine.
Basically, you assume that they're all like international patients that are being almost like whisked away from their hospital to be brought wherever this train was going.
Look, I give them. It's literally a roll, so it's like €100. Head that way, quick as you can. I'm sorry, I can't help you anymore. Just get out of here. Get away as quickly as you can.
Yeah, the English guy gives you his name. It's John Richter.
Okay, John. I ask him where he comes from exactly.
Oh, just
where do you live?
A little village outside of London. I'm a commuter. I work in accounts.
€100, John. Head that direction. You're near Budapest. You're going to have to make the best of it, my friend.
I'm fucking hungry. What? And he like stumbles out the train with his son.
Yeah, just get going, John.
Okay. You can Leo and Mace for helping these people. You can refresh 3 points in whatever you want to refresh those points in.
Any general ability.
Any, yeah.
Yeah, I think it will be bring back 2 points in flattery and 1 from the driving. Seems to make sense.
Excellent. Yeah, so Kjellborn, you managed to pick up the little bits of Arabic you can by lip reading. Yeah.
In that case, so he's turned around and said that.
Jesus Christ. It seems like this isn't just trafficking. This could be far more serious. Hospitals and human trafficking. Somebody to spell this out there.
Head back to Leo and Mace and say what's going on outside.
Yeah, it's more. We just let the people go out the back. It's going to kick off any second.
I will take out a silenced pistol this time because I wanted stealth.
And a grenade?
Block a C4, I'm out.
Right. Can I, at this point then, I've seen there's a skylight on top of the train.
Yeah.
Can I get myself up on there and just be flat on the roof?
Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. You
and just
what were you saying, Sean?
He's an iron fist in a velvet glove. Is that different?
Yeah, so you can easily get yourself on the roof and then lie flat.
I'm just going to sit where I was, Ben, to draw no attention to the back.
Yeah, that's fine. You go back to, I guess, twiddling your thumbs, sat in your chair, like whatever you were doing before to try and look casual.
Yeah.
I mean, is there a spare gown in this carriage?
Hospital gowns, no. The only thing that was in this carriage was the curtain, the beds with the handcuffs, and the IV drips. Like, it's not sanitized, but it's clean. Like, it's a super weird little train.
It's a weird thing for a cattle car. Yeah, I get it. I'm just wondering whether to try and
literal
jump the guy with the phone.
Cattle car.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out whether it's going to be worth jumping the guy with the phone or whether it's going to be worth playing along. I think it's probably worth jumping him because he's clocked about the description.
Yeah, jump.
Those are his words.
Deal with him. Yeah. In this occasion, whatever force you feel necessary is fine with me. If you felt like putting a grenade in his pocket, I really wouldn't care.
Okay, so what I'll do then is I'll take the dividing thing away and slide it across. I'm assuming this is like an open cattle car.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so I'll take the dividing cloth and spin it across, and I will leave the door open so that as he comes in, I will be on the flat on the backside with a gun, waiting for him to get in, and then so he will come in, see that the thing's open, and then I will be behind him with a gun.
Okay, yeah. So you see him like fumble with something like in his jacket, and as he steps on the train, he's like looks at the cloth, and you just put the silencer on his temple. And you see he's reached for like a like a revolver, and he's got it in his hand, and he's just not moving.
What language was he speaking when we spoke to him originally?
He's American.
Okay, so I say to him in English, "You're just going to give me that nice and calm now. I'll take the gun off him. Who are you speaking to?
Where did you take the Where'd you take the people?
Who were you speaking to on the phone?
I gotta deliver those people. You don't know what the fuck they're gonna do if they don't get those people.
Who are you asking for a description of the 2 million man from Milan?
I got a contact in Club Ambrose. They're they buy the. Oh my god, where are the people?
That's not your problem now, is it?
That's exactly my fucking problem.
Let me tell you something. When your friends find out that you've let these people go, and they've gone running off in all different directions from this train carriage, they're going to alert the authorities, and it's all going to come leading back to you. You're in a lot of trouble.
We're going to be a bigger problem for you now.
You can't.
You need us more than anything right now.
You don't understand. And you see like the same effect from when the mask, like when he was smoking the mask, starts happening very slowly.
Don't we understand? Maybe you should explain it to us very quickly, because that looks very unhealthy.
And he starts getting like short of breath.
Do you need more of your drugs to make you talk?
Get rid of him.
You start seeing like the veins start going like really, really quickly.
Get rid of him.
You don't do anything?
Is it pull the trigger because he's not talking?
Yes.
Maybe pull the trigger close to his ear so that it deafens him in an ear.
It deafens him in an ear, and at that moment, like as soon as like sort of danger is shown to him, like very quickly we see a flash. We almost see like all of his veins light up in this like slightly gold fluorescence. And I guess the last shot of the episode is him turning round, and his eyes look like molten gold. That's sort of the end shot of the episode there. This drug trafficker, this human trafficker turns around, his eyes are molten gold, and all of his veins are sort of glowing very faintly. That is episode 2. Well, it's most of episode 2 of Knights Black Agents Blood Feud.
Don't worry, Ben.
You got into Hungary. You found another thread on the conspiracy on the way out. I'm really glad you took a train because they're used a lot in the conspiracy. Mm-hmm. So you found something you wouldn't have found.
Here we go.
There you go. So
loads to consider after that. To be honest with you, lots of interesting information.
Yeah, very much so.
And it doesn't look like it's quite over for our dear trafficking friend. He looks like he might be able to put up a bit of a fight after all.
It's either that or he's going to go bang like the camera. One of the two. My next move is definitely diving out of the carriage, seeing him starting to fucking glow. Cause
that's the plan.
But strange.
Well, I'm already out of the carriage, which is nice.
Well, we will see next week how you guys can react. So we will do our outros. We will start with Mr. Big James. Big James, you don't want people to find you, but I mean, do you have anything you want to plug while we're here? Nope.
I hide on the internet. I lurk. That's what I do.
But you can be found on the Loom Discord server, right?
Yeah, you can find me there, but like that's the only place you're gonna publicly find me anyway.
So if you want to see this magnificent man some more, you're gonna have to join the Loom Discord server. Jordan, anything you want to shout out? This week we have your Twitter handle. I might have messed up some other parts of the stream, but the overlay works this week.
Don't worry, I get that. That's my Twitter handle on the screen. It's to be honest, it's not the most interesting thing in the world, but that's where I am on the internet. So come find me if you fancy.
Excellent. Sean, what you got to plug this week?
To plug. no need to plug. If you want to come and do some gaming, come onto the Loom. That's all I'm going to plug this week. Come and join us over on the Loom. A lot of games going on, a lot of very fine DMs over there, and lots of games. So why not?
Oh, hell yes.
All right, and
So-
I've been Ben from the Flickering Torch. You can find me on this channel. I promise next week I'll figure out that you press the go live button. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Knights Black Agents Blood Feud. We will be back at 7:30. I promise. Next week it'll be 7:30, and I will start the recording, and I'll make sure it's going this time.
It wasn't too bad. It was only half an hour.
No, I think,
Yeah, it was only half
all
an
we
hour.
had to do, we picked up some stuff. I think, like we just had to summarize it basically. But I think that's worked out well enough.
Well, I hope everyone enjoyed, and that's goodbye from all of us. Say bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
See you
Bye,
later, guys. See you next
everyone.
week.